Hello and welcome back to what we weren't planning to film. We were planning to film today, but then, long story short, thanks James Workshop, you fucked us.
General's Handbook.
Yes. So you're seeing this video because this video that we are about to do in front of our viewing audience, hello, was meant to be coming out on the 15th of June. Do you know what's coming out on the 14th of June now, Emma?
New General's Handbook.
The new General's Handbook. So we would have put this video out and you, our adoring fans, would have gone, no, we don't care about this. Where is our new, the Scourge of Gairan? I want Iridan the Witness running around and being a dick to Steve's or Runeson on Magmadroth, or Steve suddenly remembered he has Gorgrunters because they're good now. Let's not get into the meta.
Good.
I am going to move on quickly. Anyway, so whilst looking into this nonsense, we've been tracking information along the way, and it turns out over the General's Handbook we've done 10 videos of the General's Handbook of 24 to 25, and we've done 5 each.
We have.
So we need to know who's the better Warhammer.
I didn't like that. That was creepy. Don't do that again.
So yes, I've been practicing for the last few months, as we're aware, for a tournament that potentially we don't know because I've not had the Battleplan update yet. As of filming this, not to call anyone out, the gentleman is very busy, but. It might change between now and then, I don't know. So I'm just going to have a last hurrah with this list, and it doesn't go to Scotland with me, it doesn't go to Scotland. But also, you need to know if you, in the year of Emma, currently running 7 games out of 12 played, you are currently winning in the year of Emma.
Very good.
You're very good. So we need to find out if this is going to be 8 of 13, or if it's going to be 7 of 13, and I am crowned General Handbook 24-25 winner.
You want a crown that says General Handbook winner?
Well, we're not going to do a crown, are we, Steve? Emma.
That's what we could do.
I'm talking to myself in the third person now. We're going to do a present to the winner, aren't we? So if I lose this, I've got to buy you
Iridan the Witless.
And if I win this one, you've got to buy me
Usheron,
the Mortarch of Delusion. Anyway, so let's talk about this. We're playing the Vice as the one game we haven't played in this General's Handbook. I know we haven't done limited resources, but we literally did that last General's Handbook, so it's already been done. The objectives are fun on this one. So on the board wipe you'll be seeing now, there are 5 objectives set up on the board, but those are currently not there. The corners of the board are currently the objectives for the Battle Round 1. At the start of Battle Round 2, after the active player has been decided, the objectives will move into the 4 corners centres, so the ones that are currently pockmarking the corners of the board. And then finally, at the beginning of Battle Round 4, the 4 objectives will shrink into 1 central objective in the centre. Scoring is 1, 2 and more for the first 3 rounds. And then 4 for your battle tactic, so 2 points for 1, 2 points for 2 or more, 2 points for more than your opponent. On the last 2 battle rounds, scoring is 2 for the objective, 2 for more than your opponent, and 2 points if there are no enemy units within 6 inches of the remaining objective. So because the disc that we have on the map already measures 3 inches, you can't have anyone who's an enemy within 3 inches of that disc. And then obviously 4 points for your battle tactic as well. And that is that. The underdog madness is that at the end of their turn, the underdog can pick an objective, inflict D3 mortals to each unit contesting that objective, which is rolled separately. You don't just go, everyone takes 3 mortals. But that's both friendly and enemy units on the objective. So that's the battle plan. Do you want to tell us what's in your list of the Stormcasting of Eternals?
Yeah, so starting from my right to left, you might notice that some things are further forwards than they would be in deployment, but we'll get there. So in this corner here, we have the Vindictors, a set of Vindictors. Next one along, we have Liberators. Behind that, coming back behind the statue, is Lord Imperatant. A set of Annihilators with shields, Karazai the Big Dragon, Bastion and Lord Relictor, who are both hiding at the minute behind the Aquilith, a set of Griffhounds on that objective over there, another set of Liberators, and a set of Vindictors in the corner. 3 of these units, the 2 Liberators and the Annihilators with shields, have moved forwards their normal movement because I finally used the ability that Bastion has and I always forget about, that in deployment you can pick up to 3 Stormcast infantry units to make a normal move. So, chose them. And that's kind of it. Karazai is my general. Relictor and Imperatant one has the heroic trait, one has the artifact of power. Do you want me to say now what they are?
You're welcome to.
Okay, so Lord Imperatant has the heroic trait of Envoy of the Heavens. If a friendly Stormcast Eternals unit was destroyed in the previous turn, pick a visible Stormcast Eternals unit within 12 inches of Impertinent and they have a 5+ ward until the start of my next turn. And then stop reading my notes. And then Lord Relictor, I've got notes on how to... Lord Relictor has the artifact of power, which is the null pendant. At the end of any turn, once per battle, I can pick an enemy unit in combat with Relictor and subtract 5 from their control score for the rest of the turn. That's irrelevant now because I've changed what I'm doing. Stop reading my notes on how to win. An Imperatance thing is in my hero phase and there's no limit to how many times.
Lovely.
Limit does not exist.
Fantastic. I am running a Weird Fist detachment. So that's 40k, isn't it? I'm the battle formation, not detachment.
Yeah, not detachment.
So I'm running the Weird Fist battle formation of 1970 points. It is literally the list that I was planning on taking after a couple of test runs. So I've got the General's Regiment is Mega Boss on foot with a reinforced set of brutes. And then in his regiment is also my prized pig, or prized beast for the honour guard that I was going to take for him. I'm aware I've got 1 more regiment than you, so I need to pick my second one. And that guy's hiding off in the corner on one of the 2 objectives at the moment.
I'm 3 drops.
Yes, and I'm 4. In regiments 1 and 2, it's literally copy and pasted of 2 weird bosses. War Chanters with a minimum strength unit of brutes, one of them on the objective over in the corner, the other one just kind of set up ready to do some stuff.
Oh, I didn't say I've got 2 sets of Annihilators with Meteoric Grandhammers in the Celestial Realm.
That's fine.
Because that is on the screen.
That's fine.
It was on the screen.
And then also my final regiment, Regiment 3, is the Weird Knob Shaman with 2 minimum strength units of Ard Boys. 1970 points. Both heroic trait and artifact are on the Mega Boss with the Eye for the Fight, I think it's called, where I can essentially, whenever I redeploy, if it's a 3 or lower, it counts as a 4.
Okay.
As long as they're wholly within 12 inches of him. And I've given Amberbone Whetstone as usual, because why not? And that is all she wrote. Good night, que sera, all shall be, shall be. Who is your honour guard, just out of question?
My honour guard is, they are up in the Celestial Realms, but it's the Annihilators who have the blue shoulders. Yep, the ones who have the fully blue shoulders, not the ones who are half gold. They get a +1 to rend if they charge infantry.
Smart. So yes, I've got Prize Pig on my guy over there, so he ignores battle damage and he gets +1 to wounding. No, +1 to attacks.
Battle damage?
Yes, so battle damage is on heroes, so you're aware of this because you have a Karazai. If it takes a certain number of wounds...
Oh, it goes up or down.
Or a number of damage, it loses some attacks. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a battle damage trait on it, so that part's irrelevant, but it does get +1 to hits, which is really useful, especially because some of the things are 4s and 5s for him.
Yeah.
I will probably put something like, I don't know, Field Sergeant or something on... No, I can't put that. I will potentially put that honour guard thing of anti-infantry or something like that, but I'll look at that in a moment, and we'll come back in a moment. You won the deployment.
I did.
Only other thing we need to know, these are places of power, so you can use those to get
those. Okay, cool.
You can get that thing at the start of turns,
No doubt.
and then everything else is as you usually have, they are obstacles or obscuring terrain, so they give you cover if you're hiding behind them and you haven't charged.
That's fine.
And such. Who do you want to go first?
Me.
Back in a moment for Stormcast Turn 1.
was okay. I don't know what that noise was. Well, that was okay. We took Caesar Center as the battle tactique and have got Bastion and Karazai in that centre, thanks to some translocating. Pretty nifty, huh? They also both did some shooting damage. Both did some shooting damage, so...
No, only Karazai's damaged.
Oh, only Karazai's did.
Because you shot into this bubble of Ardboys here, which didn't take anything.
I can't remember.
And then these guys took 4, which killed 2 of them.
Yes. Now, some Liberators came forwards and tried to attack over here. They're not there because they were all killed, but that's fine because I think I killed some of your things, didn't I?
You killed 1 brute.
Yeah, we did something.
And they killed your boys.
Liberators can come back later if I want. And then over in this corner, we landed some Annihilators 9 inches away from the Celestial Realm. They got a charge. They got a charge that was over 8, which gave your guys strike last.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've killed 3 of yours?
Yep.
3. Killed 3. You've killed 1 of mine in return. Because Steve has been canny with his objectives and you've put yours right at the very edge of that objective. Even if I'd killed them all, it wouldn't give me that objective in the corner. But
we are playing for the win here, Emma. It's not about love or fun. This is about the win.
Yes.
There are 2 mortal heroes in the balance here. Iridan and somewhere off in the distance you can hear the clashing of thunder and steel as Iridan and Usheron, who has nothing to do with the army that's playing currently.
No, he doesn't, does he? Like, Iridan is from this.
They're over there on the shelf. Look, I'm just going to zoom in. Look, there's the Flesh-Eater Courts watching from on high. Just like, come on, bro. Daddy's watching. We need this to be good. Anyway, zooming back out.
And also, because a unit was destroyed this turn, in my next hero phase, I get to give a ward of 5+.
Oh, God.
That's lovely.
Yes.
But yeah, that was it. So 8 points for having these 2 objectives.
2 or more. Not more than me because I've got my homes.
Got that one. And my tactic.
And your tactic in the centre. Yeah. So we're going to come into Ironjawz turn 2. Turn 1.
Yeah. We're not going
the Weird Fist came in clutch over there specifically because it would. If it hadn't been for that, actually, I've just remembered there was 4 damage. So you would have potentially put just the boss, the champion on 1. So you very nearly killed all of them.
Yeah.
It was only because of all-out defensing and the Weird Fist that they survived.
Yeah.
Because you're Ren free with the Honour Guard.
Ren 3 with the Honour Guard because they charged, which means that they won't be Ren 3 the next time they attack, so they haven't charged.
No.
If it's still against them. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll come back. Oh, the only other thing that might have happened, the eagle-eyed amongst you may have noticed, there's a big splashy look.
Steve's
I painted him.
His things.
I've been painting things. There are some unpainted, but the Gork Roarer came out as my magical intervention.
Yeah.
And yes, we will be coming back in a moment for Ironjawz turn 1, where my plans have already changed.
Oh, shush,
Bye!
Bye!
So, welcome back to Ironjawz Turn 1.
Why so sad?
Because of the blender in the middle, which I stupidly ran into thinking I'd at least take one thing out. So I jumped into the boss rock to give me a shouty boss. I didn't use the shouty boss's ability. That would have been really useful, Stephen. I then cast Headbutt and Basham Lads. Got the Headbutt into Bastion, did one mortal. Then gave crit 2 hits to my Honour Guard unit. The Honour Guard unit, now just one lad on one, went in and tried to kill Bastion, brought him down to 3 wounds, but then Bastion did Bastion things. Got my tactic over here of take their land with running the big pig out into the corner, and then decided to pile up the board this way with the Brutes and Rhino trying to take out your one priest. The fight didn't go as well as I hoped for over here, but he got a war token at the very least, and we've taken out that set of Liberators. Over in the corner I've been able to get rid of those 2 Annihilators, so I've at least got that problem out of the way. I can now use that unit a bit more and bring them back up, but it's not a good place to be right now. I'm looking at it and going, oh, I've got quite a bit more bodies on the board, because you've just lost 3 units to my... I know I've only lost 2 units with my Brutes that ran up into the middle and my Ardboys... No, I've not technically lost that Ardboy, so I've only technically lost 1 unit. But it's knowing that in the middle, like you've got a bubble of Annihilators, Karazai and Bastion.
The Annihilators are weak. They're good at defence.
They're weak. They killed a bubble of Brutes, which are my big guys.
Only because they have finest hour.
Yes, but it doesn't change the fact.
I know.
I'm not whinging. I'm just saying that it's hard to... So yesterday we played a game of Slaves to Darkness versus Soulblight Gravelords, because you got your book.
Yeah, I did.
And you literally said the words, "This is what it must be like playing against the Stormcast."
Yeah.
So you know why I'm feeling like, oh, come on. As I said a minute ago when I was doing the attacks here, if the ruling that they've decided was that to hit is how dexterous you are and how well you place the blade, makes sense that an ogre, like an Ironjawz army where they're just trying to hit you, would be quite high on a 4-up. Completely understand. But the Brutes being a 3-up to wound, the big hulking... I know hulking Brute doesn't sound like something that's strong, so forgive them for writing such a thing, but... Then also you have the problem of the entire Destruction army would be 4s and 2s because bad writing. Anyway, but I choose to play them. And I've still got a bubble over here and life is good and it's going to be okay. I've still got 8 points this turn. I've still got chances to do things. I'm just salty because once again I'm looking at fucking Karazai, who has taken 3 wounds. No, 4 wounds.
4 wounds, and he's just healed them again. No, he took 5 actually.
He took 6 because he's on 14.
Karazai, sorry.
Karazai, yes. And then literally Bastion was down to 3 and he's back up to 7. Yeah. So it's like I did nothing this turn.
Yeah.
Which is always fun. And I know it's my fault for running into him. I should ignore him and run around the things. But when it's literally in the middle of the board, I can't not. Because otherwise I then just let him charge me and it becomes a game of cat and mouse.
Yeah, it is.
And he's not exactly got no movement or attacks to do things.
No.
Anyway, that's my turn. We rolled for priority. I won the priority. And I am giving you the turn because I can't afford to not get points. Anything for you on your turn?
No, it was okay. I lost things. Some things can come back, some things can't. So it was okay.
So neither of us are the underdog going into round 2.
No.
So we're both going to get 4 CP. No one can do the objective things. Now we know the active player. The 4 objectives come shrinking into these circular ones. So at the end of the turn, we'll see where control is. Yes. And we shall see you in a moment for Stormcast Turn 2.
was a round in which the Stormcast got the full 10 points, which I was just saying I don't think I've ever done. We've practiced this battle plan with different armies, and I don't think I've ever actually got a full 10 points on any of the rounds. But the important thing is, I moved things, or things were already on my objectives here, so that was fine. Brought back, using the Heaven Sent ability, brought back 2 out of 3 Annihilators to do take their land and take that terrain piece in your land, so just put them there. Healed Relictor a little bit instead of translocating. I know, I used a different prayer. That's crazy. And then landed those 3 Annihilators over in your territory, 9 inches away from Leggy Pete, and then they got an 11-inch charge. So they killed him and charged onto the objective and took it. So the Stormcast have ended up with 1, 2 more, and then tactic. And Steve doesn't like the Stormcast, and I understand why, because this is a bitch.
It's not that I don't like the Stormcast. I think the Stormcast is a very good army. I understand what they're doing when they write them. Yeah. It's just because, and this is an attack on you, I am going against the full might of Karazai and Bastion on finest hour.
I have made a deadly bubble.
You and I know that I've then got to play tactically, knowing that that's a problem. I've said this last turn. I've then got to avoid that, but the problem is I can't avoid that problem. So I've then got to try and lock it up with things, and I have successfully locked it up for a round because one hard boy basically sat there and told the pair of them they're not allowed to move.
Exactly, which was really
narratively fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
absolutely adore that.
Actual play, very annoying because we couldn't move, but you know. You've got to be narrative with these things, and for the first time in ever, I'm playing strategically.
Which is good. It's fantastic.
I'm like planning what I'm going to do in my next turn.
It's very there's a reason that there's a very good reason why Stormcast is so high on the win rate all the time. Not only because of the number of players they get, because they are, I think, if I remember the last Wohammer report, they double any other army in player numbers because they're kind of like the Space Marines of Age of Sigmar. They're an opening army. You come in, you see them. They get the big shiny boys. Why would you not take the big dragon and a guy who swings a hammer around that does like 16 damage when he's tired?
And it's my play style of just running and stuff. I like it.
It's perfectly understandable why they're doing what they're doing, and I'm very aware, like I said last turn, that actually I've got a big bubble of 10 brutes, I've got a mega boss, I've got a big pig over here with no damage on it. I've got some things still here. I've not been able to get the foot out yet, which would help me with charge responses, but there is an element of I've got things that can respond. It's just, like I said, there's that really upsetting thing of that big bubble of brutes there, they can't hit that strong. In fact, they don't hit as hard as Bastion, who wounds on 2s.
I know.
They, apparently, the army that is designed to be the charging, hulking brutes, don't hit as strong as a man with a hammer.
No.
But I know obviously he's made of lightning and he's not actually a man. He's a god in material because of the lightning has been forged.
Strong Jack Nicholson from The Shining vibes with Bastion.
But yes, I completely get why you'd take him. I think if I was playing Stormcast, that Karazai model is a thing I would like.
Yeah.
And I understand why people would play them.
He was definitely the best model. He's my favourite model.
Every time we play this army and we play this list, because it's always the same list, I'm not being a dick when I say that, it's always the same list of Stormcast. It's Karazai who's last on the board. Yeah. He's always first one in, last one out sort of thing. And understandably why, because he's a monster, literally.
He's very much a monster.
It just becomes a headache when I'm like, so I know I've taken him down with Gluttons before, I know I've had to charge like an entire Gorgrunter pack into a Bastion just to take him out, so I'm aware of why they are. Just doesn't make it any easier. But yes, that's Stormcast Turn 2. 18 to 8. I'm now going to try and claw my way back. I think I can do a 10-point turn looking at the board.
You can, yeah.
I've got some plans.
Okay, great. I don't like that. I don't like it.
I just have to play cleverly. And it's also, like I said, it's very delightful not being that guy when I say this, because it sounds like I'm being insulting. I'm not. It's really nice to watch your growth as a player go, actually, now I'm doing this thing, and I'm like, this is tournament problems. Like, oh God, she's learning. Clever girl.
Becoming intelligent.
Anyway, and that's not to say I'm a good player at all. That's not what I'm saying when I say this. It's just, it then becomes that thing of, oh shit, now I've got to work for it, rather than going, yes, of course I didn't win that.
Yeah.
But yes, let's come back in a moment for Ironjawz Turn 2 and see if my sadness can be abated with another war or something like that. It'll be like the weakest little war of like, wah. Anyway, back in a moment.
Bye.
Hello, welcome back to Ironjawz. Wow.
Wow.
It's more like Mario when he dies. Wow. Anyway, I learnt some errors in my ways as I decided to charge up the hill, the literal hill we have on our tables, onto this objective with Megaboss and the brutes. The Relictor looked at him and went, "No, mate, not today," and just slapped him and killed the Iron Lord.
He did. It was very surprising.
Yes, you did 6 damage, and because I didn't have a ward, the free damage that went, the free attacks that went through, killed him. Because even my biggest boy can just be slapped about.
Yeah, but they're quite hardcore, these boys here.
Yes, those boys are hardcore. Absolutely understand, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about my one hero.
I know. I'm just saying that it's because I'm thinking ahead.
But also, yes. You know the Griffhounds, those most famous of Stormcast Strongboys.
Yeah, I don't like the Griffhounds very much.
The Griffhounds got deleted by the brutes, giving me this objective.
Yep.
And then over on the far side over here, I charged the pig backwards into the Annihilators that took one of my home objectives for me to kill them, giving me another objective back, give me 1, 2 and more.
Yeah.
My tactic was attack on 2 fronts. So I had to get onto at least one of the objectives anyway. But because you controlled all other objectives that weren't mine, I had to take 2 of them off you. It didn't matter about the other one. So yes, 1, 2 more in tactic. There was a bit of belly aching between the pair of us because you lost your Annihilators over in the corner to my pig. I whinged about my Megaboss. Yeah, it's going. It is going. I'm aware that both of us are licking our wounds in front of one another and whinging that the other one doesn't have as many wounds as they think they do. I still stand on the problem of this in the middle.
I don't see what your problem is with this in the middle.
Yes, of course. Because the dragon with a 5-up ward plus 1 to wounds and saves when he has a 3-up save as it is, and then can all-out defense if any Ren comes at him. Oh, what a poor... He is a really soft dragon.
He's a very soft dragon. Yeah.
Yes, and then my biggest thing is a pig that has a fucking 4-up save, I think it is, and has to like charge to get anything worth doing, or has to have a prize pig ability on him to actually make him viable. So yes, I'm aware that your dragon is pathetic and weak.
So weak.
But that was the turn. We rolled for priority. Anything for you, darling?
No, nothing.
Dearest, wonderful.
I've got many thoughts in my head about this next round, so I'm going to forget something, I know.
Because you rolled for priority and won, so you are going first?
Yes.
Yes. It's all to play for. It's the last round of the objectives on the corners before it sinks into the middle, which you see why the next 2 rounds are going to be a pain in the arse for someone when Bastion and Karazai are just going, no, not for you, friend.
Yeah. What does can your guy get out of the tower?
Yes, he can get out of the tower. I didn't use the shouty boss again because I'm just I'm literally like clawing up the edges, going, just try get anything you can.
Yeah. Huh.
But yes, he's more there to give him more health. So when you run at him,
yeah,
it's harder for you to kill him because you've got to kill the tower before you've got to kill him.
Yeah, you have. And how many wounds is the tower?
I think it's 14, which makes his 6 health. He's not on the cards because he's in the book. But I believe it's 12 or 14, which basically makes his 6 health that he has
20,
now 20.
Yeah.
So he basically becomes like a casting Karazai sort of thing. But he doesn't do the same amount of damage and he can't fight once he's on the tower. So yeah, let's see how we go into Stormcast Turn 3. Okay. It's 18 apiece. Iridan and Usheron are both shouting in the corners, going, come on!
Still shouting.
Come on!
Blah, blah, blah. Yes.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. It is. It has to.
Shall we back in a moment for Stormcast Turn 3?
Yep. Went for the tactic of 2 units fight, no one dies. And then your yellow guys kill Bastion, which was unexpected. And doesn't get Blaze of Glory.
That was not the place I thought that the failed tactic would happen.
But Karazai did kill your big pig. So it swings and ladders.
He did.
That was kind of it. I lost some Vindictors. We took the objective back over in your territory because those Annihilators came in. We were getting mad charge rolls, like 11s and 10s. It was very weird. But yeah, Karazai killed those without even breaking a sweat. Killed the big thing. And now, so you've got those black guys with the swords in the middle.
The hard boys here.
Hard boys here. You've got the man in the tower.
I've got the Weird Nub Shaman. I'm the shouty boss.
You've got Steely Dan.
I've got Steely Dan over here, the War Chanter.
You've got 2 hard boys over there.
Got some brutes over here.
Brutes over here. And then you've got these yellows.
We got a big bubble of brutes over there. Yes. So
yeah, currently you still control this objective, and you probably will do at the end of this turn because you're no doubt going to kill me. And that's kind of where we are. Yeah,
it's very much chase around the circle at the moment because there's problems with like I said a minute ago. Like that fight over there was like I had 12 wounds. You did 12 wounds to the dot on 1 attack. You put me on strike last. You get all out attacked as well. Like you were going to kill him regardless.
Yeah.
Over there, the Bastion thing that I wasn't expecting, but I kind of was expecting the Bastion because I did literally all of the brutes apart from 3 of them into him.
Yeah.
So I was expecting some damage into him anyway.
Yeah, they're more hardcore than I thought.
I knew that the reinforced bubble would be hardcore. I didn't think they would kill him to the wound.
No.
I thought they'd bring him down to 1, then he'd kill 1 and heal back up.
I thought he'd ward at least 1, so he'd only on 1. But no, he did not. Because he's a piece of shite. He's my friend and I love him.
So yeah, it's an interesting turn now. We're on 22 to 18 in your favour before I go into turn.
I think you'll get 10
I'll get 4 points here.
Yeah.
Which will put us on equal, and then it's if I can get tactic and take an objective back.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I'm going to do. Like, moving these guys around there. Potentially.
What's their OC?
They're 1 each, so as long as I can stand on there. But the problem is, I've then got to survive him.
Yeah, Crusade will come in, and so will they.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Is that like it's not completely doable. It's not. We're not out of the woods yet. It'll be interesting to see where we go. And then obviously we have the second problem of. So right now we're talking about this as if like I've got to come take these objectives over here, and I do for points this turn, but actually the main focus is over here because that's going to turn on at the end of this turn or the beginning of the next turn, and then that's the main focal point, which means that I've now got to deal with the fact that Crusade is looking over this way, going, "Well, I'll just come back around and take it," and he's on like 14 wounds, so he's not exactly worrying about anything.
No, he's not.
The key thing I can do is block him off for a turn.
Yeah.
And then try bring these guys around here and then try deal with it that way. So we'll see what happens. We're going to go into Ironjawz turn 3.
Okay.
Anything else for you, my dearest?
No, I am going to finish making the tea that I started at the start of the last round and didn't get very far.
So you're going to make tea. I'm going to go and try think of some plans.
You make tea. I'm going to go win.
I'm not going to win at all. I've got no CP whatsoever. You've got 2 CP. I wanted to rally, but I'm not going to be able to. Anyway, back in a moment for Ironjawz turn 3.
Bye.
Back to Ironjawz turn 3, where the energy is draining.
This is very stressful. Oh, I nearly weed myself.
It's like we know that there is something at stake here, but also it's that thing of like a year of frustration of
started
Warhammer.
off so strongly.
Year of frustration of Warhammer has kind of started to ferment. Because I finally did, for the first time, last turn actually, it was for the first time in a year of playing 4th edition, finally got to use you messing on those brutes and stop them controlling my objective.
Yeah, you
haven't
did.
done that for a year.
Very proud.
But I went for, I had very little to any possibility of getting any of these 2 objectives, so I decided to ignore them, went for Slay the Entourage and kill that bubble of Vindictors that were left. Mm-hmm. Because they were in combat with a big bubble of brutes, thought perfect. I also thought if I can use them to get these 2 remaining brutes.
So I wasn't videoing the battlefield.
That's fine. If I could get these 2 brutes in as well, I gave them the get them beat. So because I had an 8 up on the prayer, I got full 3d6 charge into them with mighty destroyers, 4-inch move, and then a 14 charge. They managed to get from over there into the guys over here.
Nearly lost them off the screen.
And that was the main thing that happened over this side. It was these guys that actually deleted the Vindictors. Over this side, the Shouty boss gave Crusade a minus 1d6 charge, so he's a 1d6 charger until the start of my next turn, because of the boss rock tower finally doing something, because I forgot the last 3 rounds. It's not that it didn't do anything. And I cast the spell of the Mork Pit to try block off Crusade for at least a turn. Crusade saw the pit and ate it.
Yes, he did.
He's like, no, silly little swamp will get in my way. Our boys tried to come over and do some damage into the 2 remaining heroes.
They didn't do a lot. They did some.
They did sod all. no damage put onto the Relictor, 2 wounds put onto the Imperator, nothing really of note there, and they took 1 wound back for the insult that was there. So that was the turn. I got 1, 2, not more than you in tactic, which puts us to 26 to 22, in the Ironjawz favour as we go into round 4.
Yes.
Now, these objectives scrump into the centre.
Yeah.
So, you are going first.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to say, my darling,
No.
before we jump into Stormcast Turn 4?
No.
What's the matter? What's all this no-knowing?
I'm scared. No.
Right.
I'm not going to win this game.
I think you're going to be all right.
I don't.
You're 4 points behind. You currently don't own the 1 objective, but Karazai is looking at it and just has to, as long as he doesn't roll a 1 on his D6 charge.
Well, he can move, can't he? Because he can move 12 inches, so he can fly over here.
He can't go through combat ranges when you move.
Oh, okay.
So he... Oh, wait, no, flying you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, flying doesn't matter, does it?
So, yeah, he could fly over them, and then... But then, either way, you've then got to land outside of 3 inches, and it's still that problem of if I don't charge. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. Okay.
I called the War, by the way, with the War Chanter to try do some more stuff, and it was only by the grace of God that all the Wars have been used now. So we go into Stormcast Turn 4, and we see how this is going to go. Back in a moment.
Of bollocks. So we picked Slay the Tyrant, kill a hero, killed it, done. Shot him. He died. It was the shotting him that killed him. Wasn't expecting that. And then Karazai charged a 5 with 1 dice, and then took out that unit of brutes in the middle. Brutes?
No, they were our boys. You always get these two mixed up.
Yeah, because they look the same. However, we don't get that objective because we're not on it.
Yes, because the token doesn't count as a model.
The token doesn't count. And he's not even towing it. So, we could have powered through if there was anything left, but we couldn't.
Oh no, you poor thing, you killed too much.
Killed too much. Do you know that feeling when you just kill too much? And then, so yeah, I get 2 points for having no enemy units within
6 inches of the
objective. But
and you get 4 points for your tactic of killing the...
Yeah, so we're currently on 28 to 26 in the Stormcast favour.
I thought I was so clever with my getting them all picked, so stopping them getting in, and then fucking shooting.
Shooting, I know. Shooting was not how I anticipated winning.
And I don't believe the tactic says that it just has to be destroyed this turn. I don't believe it's that they have to. Let me just quickly pull up the season rules. Go to order, slay the tyrants. Oh no!
What?
You complete this battle tactic at the end of the turn if an enemy hero is slain using combat attacks by friendly units.
Oh!
It's slay the entourage, which is just a unit is destroyed.
Okay. That's fine. That's just lost me 4 points.
So yes.
Great.
You don't get Slay the Tyrants, which puts us to 26 to 24, rather than the 26 each.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, it would be 28 to 26 because 4 points for the objective, the tactic.
Yeah, so now I'm on 24 and you're on 26.
Yes, but...
He's on 14.
He's on 14. I'm not going to be able to remove him from that area.
You might. You've got Steely Dan.
I've got Yes, the War Chanter, the worst hero in all of Ironjawz.
These guys can come in, they move
the
fast.
4-inch move of them.
Okay, maybe they can't, but they'll get somewhere and they can shoot and things.
We'll see what we can do, but I'm not putting my weight on it. It's, yeah. I can potentially take that objective by moving around and charging into the Imperator and therefore tagging in Karazai, but then I risk tagging in Karazai.
Yeah.
Yes. Back in a moment for Ironjawz Turn 4.
Mm-hmm.
Hate this game.
I'm so sorry.
So Emma was goading me.
What? Hold on, I was going to video the board and then I went back to you.
Hang on, you were goading me.
Yeah, sort of.
Because I looked through the tactics I had left. There were two things that I was kind of looking at with what I had left. And essentially it was seize the centre or do not waver. Also, you didn't get to fight back there. We'll sort that out in a minute.
Shit, yeah.
Because we just kind of started talking.
Yeah.
So basically what I did was I mighty destroyed with the two brutes this way, and I moved these normally. I used the get 'em beat on the War Chanter onto the two brutes to give them an extra chance and get them round onto the Relictor who was hiding. Because you redeployed him, I needed as much charge as I could get, and I had to re-roll their charge. And then I needed a 10-inch to get from round here into the back of the Imperator, which I failed. Because I'd used my reroll there, I couldn't do it. They got a very good 11-inch charge on their reroll. Couldn't get the 10-inch there, so I thought, you know what, I'll check what it is. I needed 12 to get the War Chanter in. He rolled 11. So out of the rolls that I did, they could have got in twice, but the people that used the rolls didn't need the 11s. So I failed my battle tactic, because essentially I couldn't get them into him. I would have got into Karazai anyway, and Karazai probably would have killed them. You very graciously said you would allow me to use the 11 that he got for them to go round, but I said that would be cheating. Didn't want to give you that, but also there would be that thing Karazai would then have an easy target to kill anyway. So I failed my tactic. Fought over here, couldn't even kill the Relictor. The Relictor's going to do a roll, see if he would have killed any of them in a minute. Just to see what would happen there, and then we move, because I don't have any objective, I didn't get my tactic, and then I don't get the point for no enemy within 6 inches. I get 0 points last turn, so therefore we're on 24 to 26 in my favour still. Mm-hmm. So we rolled off for round 5. Mm-hmm. You're going first. Mm-hmm. And depending on what you do, we will have a talk out of the game at the end of your turn, I think, because there's not a lot I can do in responses.
No.
You're going to walk him on there and get a guaranteed 4 points, because you'll have the 1 and more.
Depends if you redeploy this guy closer.
Yes, but that doesn't matter if I can't get onto the objective, because I'm too far away. I could potentially use it, depending on what I do. We'll have a look at what happens with your turn, and then I think guaranteed, knowing where I am with my Ironjawz, I'll know what I would do in my turn 5 and therefore say there's no point playing.
Okay.
So, anything for you, dearest?
No. Not now, no.
You want to see how far you can get into the lead as Iridan is on the... You can see him at the finish line. There's two hulking
He's at
beasts.
the checkout. You're ready to hand over your card details.
You can see him.
We're both standing at the checkout holding a card.
You've got the big griffin, more griffin, like bounding up and down.
Yeah,
And
but we
Iridan's
don't-
like riding him
We
like
don't want
a
to...
fucking bronco.
You know, we don't want to get too cocky.
And Usheron's just like doing like disco lights with his polka.
You can love Usheron doing his disco lights.
Yes, it's time for winning. Anyway, I definitely will be buying him at some point, just because I want to draw him. I want to paint him up like the king from Armello. But that's just fun. Anyway, back in a moment for Stormcast. The last turn of General's Handbook 2024 to 2025. The chance that they will become the ultimate winners.
Yes.
Back in a moment. Welcome back to the end. So, round 5, Emma. Talk to me what happened in round 5. What tactic did you go for?
Here's the thing, Steve. Let me talk to you, and your eyes look so shiny today. All right, so we went for slay the entourage. Trying to slay this bundle of brutes over here. Karazai moved in. He did take out 3 of the 6, I will say, but he didn't get it. We knew he wasn't going to get it because they're too hardcore. But we had, we translocated Relictor onto the objective. We moved Imperator fully onto the objective, so I have 2 people there. We moved the Vindictus closer, so that potentially in the next turn I was going to redeploy them, or I don't know, hopefully move them on further if I could. I was also going to try and anti-charge you with my Annihilators.
You only had 2 CP left, so you couldn't have done both of them.
No, I know, I would have picked one depending on what you did. So, potentially charged you. We didn't kill these, but I do have things on the objective, so I scored 2 points.
You got 2 points for the objective, you got 2 for more than me.
Oh yeah.
Because the War Chanter was within 3 inches of the objective disc, so therefore within 6 inches of the objective itself.
Yeah.
You didn't get the full 6 points on objective scoring.
No.
And you didn't get your 4 points for tactic, which puts you on 28 to 26.
Yes.
Which is where we remain because of the battle tactics I could do. I could take the flanks. I have literally a brute on one corner edge here, but I have nothing to get over to that side.
No.
Seize the centre. I'd need 2 units to get over there. I've only got 1 within range of it, so I couldn't do that. Just had to take the flanks. Time to get stuck in. I'd need 3 units wholly within friendly territory to then charge out of friendly territory and be in your thing, so I can't do that one. And the cunning approach, pick a unit that's not in combat with a unit of mine that's not in combat and a unit of yours that is, so Karazai, and I have to then get the unit that I picked that's not in combat into combat with him and kill him, and he's on 14 wounds. And we've just seen what happens when those 3 try to do any damage to him.
And I
took
doing
nothing.
Less attacks with him each turn than I should have done.
Yes, because, unfortunately, the poor little dragon didn't have enough to do.
No, he didn't. No.
It's the fact that I bought him as well. It's just
yours. I'm just borrowing him.
No, I bought him for you for your birthday. It's just that I paid for this pain.
Yeah. You got something in your ear. I'll get it afterwards.
Thank you. So that means that because I could, the most I could do would be to charge the War Chanter onto the objective, potentially kill the Relictor because he's on 1 wound. But then the Imperatant...
It's going to be really annoying if you now find a thing you can do.
No, there's nothing. I've looked this over whilst you were doing your turn. The only thing I could do is, because the objective is in the centre, the only thing I could do was come in and try kill the Imperatant, kill the...
Either of them, really.
Yeah.
Relictor's on 1. So.
But the other one then would survive, and therefore with me I wouldn't control the objective. I wouldn't have more than you, and because you are on the objective, there is a unit within 6 inches of the thing, so I get nothing on on the objectives, and I can't do a battle tactic.
No.
So therefore, there's nothing I can do, and therefore it finishes the game on 28 to 26.
The game that we only decided a few hours ago we were going to film.
Yes, because of as we've said, this was because we were on 5 games each of the General's Handbook. So now the winner. Of the General's Handbook 2024 to 2025. Emma, wish you'd pick another army, Bamford.
I'm not picking another army. Don't take my boys away. They're my boys. They're the boys. Look, I will say, normally I feel bad when I win. However, we've practiced this battle plan before. With different armies, but we've done this battle plan before.
We've done it 3 times. You've done it twice against this list.
Any of them. So I was thinking, how do I do it strategically? And then wrote myself some notes. Thinking strategically works.
Yes, I'm not taking away your victory. I think you I
earned this victory.
Yes, you absolutely smashed through the game, and you're a brilliant player. I am not taking away from your victory. I'm just sore. I'm happy that I lost to it because you earned through the game. My thing is, as always, is the thing of Karazai and Bastion are my problems.
Yes.
In that I don't have a response to them, and the same could be, like, to try put it in a giving you how I feel. You know when I say I'm going to take Gotrek and you go, oh no. I hear that every time you say you're taking Karazai or Bastion, and you take both of them in the same list. So you get 2 Gotreks.
2 Gotreks.
I get nothing.
The right amount of Gotrek.
You can also take Gotrek in this list.
I know. It's good, isn't it? But yeah, I worked very hard for this victory, and I'm proud of myself.
I'm very proud of you as well. It was very good to watch
grown as a player in one game.
And there are things that I could have done better. I'm very aware, like, I'm not by any means taking away from your victory. I'm aware that there are things that I should have done, like using the Shouty Boss a bit more, doing different spells would have been useful. But yes, that is the joy of the game.
Joy of the game.
We're going to we're now going to pack up. You'll be seeing your usual video, things permitting. So right now you're seeing this, or if you've watched this on the day of release, you're seeing this on the 8th. So hopefully, rules things permitting, we're going to get the General's Handbook 2025-2026 on the 14th when it's released.
Yep.
We're going to film our first game on the 14th. So you get the 15th, the General's Handbook.
Yep.
If things don't go to plan, we will get that video to you as soon as possible. If that doesn't happen, your next video would be the 1st of July now. Because of the date that this comes out, which will be the last part of the first segment of the Path to Glory as the Ogres and the Stormcast. That's the fucking Stormcast again. Continue to smash. Smash.
Oh, you pesky Stormcast.
Please, as always, like, comment, subscribe, all those wonderful things. We're getting very close to 100 subscribers, and when we do,
that's terrifying.
we're probably not going to do anything about it.
No, there'll be one video where we go, yay.
It's going to be like a 3-second thing of just us with party posts going, and then
oh my
end.
god, we should actually do that. That's very funny. Okay.
Anyway.
We need more subscribers just so we can go. But they're not even real party poppers, it's just us.
Anyway, so yes, see you hopefully on the 15th of July. No, June. 15th of June. If that doesn't happen, it will be between the 15th and the 1st of July.
If that doesn't happen, watch this video again to console yourselves.
Just watch Stormcast smash it again. And I promise I will not play Ironjawz in the next video. Because I'm sick of them as well. I hate this army.
Yeah, you're getting into Slaves to Darkness.
There is only one answer. They've lost every game. Anyway, right. So, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for playing.
Thank you very much for playing. Well done. I was going to shake your hand.
Good game. We should do player etiquette. I've now got to go buy my beloved an Iridan the Witness.
Who's your beloved? It's Bastion, isn't it?
And we shall see you in the next video where it has been 0 days since you last nonsense. Bye.
Bye.